Hi everybody, welcome to our fabulous new Two Red Robins launch of Otterly Adorable. Now, I've got to try and rein in my excitement on this one because there are some super cute creatures, and of course we're using and working with otters. Now when I actually show you the piece that I've got printed out, the reflection to show you how to scan it in, these characters do make you smile, and they are going to be able to create some beautiful projects, I can assure you. So like I say, this is the SVG Scan and Cut Otterly Adorable launch, okay? So a little bit of inspiration for you all. So here we are. I am going to put them this way round for the moment. Look at those, for just adorable characters, aren't they? Okay, so here we are, our lovely bevy of otters. Stunning. So I know you're going to have a lot of fun working with this collection. So as always, we start at the beginning with our SVG classes that we're going to need to scan this in to be able to cut this out. Now, as you can see, when you print off your normal reflections, you don't usually have a black line round it. And in this occasion you do, because your SVG file that is on your USB that you load onto your Scan and Cut will also have a rectangle around it. And that's what is going to enable us to scan it in, align it and cut out with precision, so we know we've got the SVG files in the right place. Also, at the bottom, we've got Otterly Adorable, which is the collection. So we always put on more information here. So maybe you print this off, all excited, ready and raring to go, and you don't actually start working with it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. You're going to know what the collection is, what the actual file name is, and also what the size etc. is, and whether it's a reverse reflection. Because with our Scan and Cut and SVGs, we give you 3 starting points of size. We'll give you a large, an extra large, a regular, which is the normal die size, a large, extra large, or it will go the other way if we can, and we'll give you a small, an original and large. And we always put that at the base so you know which one you're working with, because again, this collaborates with what is on the machine. And then if it's a normal reflection, it won't have any of this on, but obviously you also get reversed reflections. So we give you 3 sizes, we give you the decoupage layers, and we give you all of that again as a reversed reflection. Not only do you get that, but if you've got the Micro Studio, you also get all of the colorways as well. So being able to get all 3 together to have the dies, the SVG files and the Minecraft Studio, it's just magic. They're all made to work together. It's like this cohesive existence that they have. So to start off with, we're going to need to cut out our beautiful characters. To do that, we need our mat, and I align mine at the top left like so. Burnish that down, so I've now got that in place. Okay, lovely. Next thing we need to do is actually bring on the imagery that we need on the screen. So I've got my USB in the side, retrieve data. The data we're retrieving is from a USB, and then we need to find the collection. So I've got a lot happening on here at the moment. So I'm going to look for my SVG Otterly Adorable. When I open that, it then opens additional files. So these are all of the characters within that collection. So we can scroll down, and there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of characters and detail that we've given you. So let's go back up to the top. They're in alphabetical order. So if you're looking for something in particular, a bevy of otters, it just so happens that that is the very first one. Press on that. Sorry, bevy of otters. There we go. Detail cuts is like a stamp. So that's like the die imagery. So it's fabulous with a Scan and Cut to be able to draw those out. They're incredible. The matte cuts are exactly that. They are the matte layer that goes with the imagery, and then the reflection cuts. And this is what we're wanting to open up. Let's open up that folder. And for this occasion, I've chosen to work with a large. So let's click on large and open that up. Again, every time we go somewhere within the Scan and Cut and we're navigating around the USB, we hold your hand, we give you all this instruction and we break everything down. So we've got our decoupage and our reflection cuts. So I know that this isn't the decoupage. We need to click on the normal cuts. There we have it. It looks similar to the imagery that's on the reflection, but not quite. At this point, we say yes. Setting that onto our workable mat. We need to do a couple of things with this now. Firstly, we need to group all the pieces together, because if I go into edit and click that little arrow, all these are single pieces, and to be able to align them, we need them to move as one file. So we select multiple select, everything on the mat, OK, object edit, group. Now I've got the ability of moving all that in one piece, OK? So we're now going to load the mat and see how we're going to align it. So I'm going to drop the front of my machine down, put my mat up to the rollers and press load mat. The first thing it does when it loads the mat, it reads the registration marks on the mat. So it actually knows that when we press cut, we're actually cutting and it's not a scanning mat, which is brilliant. So at this point, we can't really see anything other than the SVG file. We do need to scan. So go through until we can press scan, press start, and off it goes. Now the machine takes the mat in, has a look and reads what is actually sat on that mat. So it's now scanning. It's got a 300 dpi scanner in there. So it's literally taking a photo or taking an image of what it's on the mat so we can see as well. Now you can see on that screen in the background, that is the reflection that we've printed and is stuck on the mat. This one at the side with the red box is the SVG file, but as you can see, they're not going to match up. If I hold that over the top, they don't align. And that's because I'm using a reverse reflection. So the next thing we have to do is flip it. Let's go into edit, object edit, and here in the middle, flip. Now when I go to try and align that, it will be in the right place. So I'm just kind of getting it hovering over one box straight over the other. Okay, but let's zoom in because we need to be able to get this right. Press OK, go to my magnifying glass, zoom in. These arrows at the top manipulate the SVG file, but I want to zoom in a little bit more. So let's go again to 400. Pop on my glasses. And I'm just going to drop that down till I've got it nicely over the top. There, I'm happy with that. Press OK, OK again, and then we're happy to cut. And that'll go through and actually cut those pieces out, okay? Always says to the maximum it's going to take. So that could be 2 minutes and 1 second, but it will tell me it's going to take 3 minutes to cut. So I'm going to leave that to cut because I've got other elements ready and raring to go. So I've done some of my pieces, and something I've been wanting to share with you and do for a while is to make a page within a book. And we have some beautiful imagery to be able to work with this. And I know a lot of you may have already purchased the Reeves books. That's what I'm going to be working with. We already have these also on the website. So that is the first page in my book. I've chosen to go with the Otterly Adorable. And this is from the Minecraft Studio. So I chose one of the Minecraft Studio images, one of the backing paper scenes. But I'm just going to snip into this. No rhyme or reason. I just need it smaller than the image that's in the book. Like so. And if it wasn't for the case of being able to have that reverse reflection, I wouldn't be able to do it. It's because we're working with the scan and cut that we do have that reverse reflection ability. So that is going to sit in there. So that's my first go-to. I'm going to glue that in place. And then what we're going to do is build a scene from all my cuts that I've already created that I flipped. And oops, that won't go, that lid won't go on my scissors, will it? Okay. That is now going to sit in there like so. So I just wanted to be able to share with you and show you that we make lots of cards all of the time, okay? Because we do, because that's what we are. Take away. They're my images. I want those. I'm going to pop that out the way. So now I have my lovely Otterly Adorable. Straight away I'm going to snip into this because I want a few of these pieces. I don't need all of this. So snip into there and there. And there. All I'm doing is just changing them up a little bit so they're a little bit different, so they're not quite the same. So now I have my characters. But first of all, this is something that you can't do with the dies. You can't make them bigger. So that's what I've already gone ahead. And you can't make them different ways. So I've got one that's the reverse. Well, I've got two reverse reflections here. So you can't do that with the dies either. So I'm now building a beautiful image within my scrapbook. So this could be a day out that you've already had, or you can decoupage on top. So I'll decoupage that one. Place those grasses in like so. Here are the main character of the event. They are going to sit right in the middle. But we do have a fabulous character, and I just love. Okay, we've got Tugboat. And Tugboat is going to sit in the background like this because she's got her rubber ring on. Now, one of the things also that is just incredible when you have the ability of cutting out different sizes, as in having the SVGs, is that you can have large, small and medium. So I've got all the sizes to play with here. And what I've done, I've gone ahead and I've also cut reverse reflections. So again, these are things that you're not able to do when you've just got a die. So now all of this, I can take a large one, a medium one, okay, one of the small ones, and build up an image really quickly. So I'm going to pop that one over here. Remember, that's a decoupage layer, so I can actually sandwich that one in. Take again a medium one. That is going to sit like so. And this one, I really do believe, if you've had these as the dies, is going to be one of those that you're going to keep and keep and keep because you're going to want to use time and time again. So let's pop that one in there. I'm going to keep the grasses for the moment. And then we have, of course, Otterly Adorable. And he really is. So let's bring him in. And I've already got the decoupage layer. But again, he's one of the bigger sizes. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue onto him. So he's decoupaged. And he's big. So if I was to do this in die form, I certainly wouldn't have an image this big. Okay. So he is on there, decoupaged up. And he can sit at the front on that stone. We also have our kingfisher, which again I believe is, there we go, I've got the decoupage layer again. Okay, so pop some glue on that one. So when you start doing this kind of art journaling, the scan and cut and the fact that you've got all these multiple sizes and decoupage layers is brilliant. So she can sit in here and we've got a lot happening now. But finally, I think one of the other go-tos that you're going to use a lot of, and again, in here, I've got the main dies, but also there's some decoupage pieces, which I think are really important when you're building a scene, not unlike this. Because adding in, I need my tweezers. little pieces of driftwood and tucking them in like so. These are the big elements. So these are the pieces that we've chopped down. So this is the big one. That one's going to slide in right at the back, but I'm having it like so. This one is laid down on there like that. And then the little pieces are lovely, just as little tuck-ins everywhere. And then finally, to finish this one off, again, we don't get this normally. I've got little dragonflies and the bigger dragonflies. So I want one of those. And I'm looking for a smaller one of that one. There we go. Found it. So I will put enamel dots or a little bit of our fabulous, our Cadence Aquastone for this is just brilliant. So pop that in there. Got one of the bigger ones in front and a little one out in the distance. And that is just a wonderful image of built up of all the large pieces of the actual SVG files. So this is all the big cuts, the biggest of the big cuts that we can do. And I've reversed reflections on them as well. So we've got all the characters facing in lots of different directions. Unlike what we can do with the dies. I mean, you can now bring in the dies in this and add to it, but I wanted to make a big picture. So that is something that you can do by having those larger cuts and using your SVG files. So thank you very much for coming along and joining me. I hope you've enjoyed that little bit of inspiration. I now want to see your journaling and your books and images that you're going to start creating with our Otterly Adorable collection. Anything that you're wanting and you've seen within the video that you would like to purchase, hop along onto our Highlight Crafts website, which is www.highlightcrafts.com. Search on there. I'm sure we're going to find that we still have some of the Reeves books in there for you to be able to start this journey. Of course, do enjoy and show us your makes of Otterly Adorable, and we will see you all really soon. Bye.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all of our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.